Conditioned Reflexes by Pavlov was written in 1927. In the way that our minds are conditioned, we are less autonomous than we think. At university, Pavlov became passionate about psychology and worked in the labs of several eminent professors. In time, he became well known for his work as a specialist in digestion and the nervous system. As psychologist, Pavlov did not think much of the new science of psychology. Yet, it was this work that would lead him to the insights on conditioning, or the ways in which animals, including humans, develop new reflexes in order to respond to their environment. Pavlov began conditioning reflexes by noting the lack of knowledge about the brain that existed at the time. He regretted that the brain had become the domain of psychology when it should have been the preserve of physiologists who could determine the fact about its physics and chemistry. But in his early experiments, Pavlov noticed something strange. There was a psychological element to the dog saliva reflex, that is, they would begin to salivate simply when they thought they were about to get food. Descartes' idea of the automatic reaction was clearly not so simple. Pavlov gave the dogs various stimuli such as the beat of a metronome, buzzers, bells, and cracking sounds, plus showing a black square, heat touching the dog in various places. Each of these occurred just prior to giving food. So when the dog heard, saw, or felt a certain stimuli another time, he started to salivate even if the food had not appeared. The fact that reflexes could be instilled so that they become part of the animal's nature functioning made Pavlov aware that if an animal was really a machine responding to its environment, then it was a very complex machine. Yet Pavlov also noted limits to the creation of conditioning reflexes. They either wore off over time, or the dog sometimes did not bother to respond or just fell asleep. He concluded that the cerebral cortex cannot be overworked or changed too much. It seemed that a dog's survival and proper functioning required it to retain a certain amount of stability in its brain wiring. Man and dog, the similarities. However, he noted the following parallels. The way human beings are trained, disciplined, is not that different to how dogs are taught to do things. We know that the best way to learn something is to do it in stages, in the same way that the dog's conditioned reflexes were affected in steps. And as he found with dogs, humans have to unlearn things as well as learning them. The phenomena of fight or flight in the face of challenge is the nervous system's manners of self-protecting in the short term. In the longer run, the fact that we had a reaction ensures that we can eventually return to a state of equilibrium with our environment. Pavlov's research had a major impact on the behavioral school of psychology, which holds that humans are little different to dogs, is that we have predictable reactions to stimuli and can be conditioned into certain ways of behavior.